All right, I am back with another video, and today we are doing, I guess it's the 2000 subscriber special. Because this is a special episode, because I actually have someone very important here with me. This channel would not exist without him, and I would not even know how to edit if it wasn't for him. Please welcome an old favorite of the channel, Private Noodles.
Hello.
I just gave you like the most grand setup ever, and we get like a hello.
You gotta know me by now. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, actually, no, not. I mean, yeah, I'm always screwing this up.
No, it's fine. You're doing great, sweetie. In case you didn't know, right? So early on in the channel's history, I kind of got my start with, well, I say start, but you get the point, with some Phasmophobia videos, which were very highly edited, you know, subtitled content, the works. And it was those videos featured me and Mr. Noodles here, and they are some of my favorite videos on this channel. If you were at all interested, feel free to go have a look at them. But I figured for 2,000 subscribers, it would be really, really fun, not only for, you know, you to give me a build idea, that being the Predator, but to also actually build it with me and then come onto the video to, like, do the voiceover work. So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do. And I don't know if I'm going to include that, like, thing that happened at the start as like a blooper reel or something at the end, but we've already at this point, we've already lost our fucking minds. I swear, the whole thing is that we share two halves of a single brain cell, and it immediately went into the effect as soon as I like clicked record, because we just started giggling like idiots, and we couldn't stop for like ages. Okay, so, as I said, we are building the Predator today, and you suggested making this build to me, but why did you? I'm actually curious, what brought that to mind?
Honestly, I don't really know, but I kind of watched the first movie, and I know this is kind of, like, bad that I didn't watch the rest of the franchise, I only seen the first one.
Sacrilege.
But I love my, like, 80s, like, action flicks, and so I watched that one. I was like, "Oh, this would be really cool just to see in Baldur's Gate."
Well, because we've been playing the game together, haven't we? So like, you kind of got like a general idea of how it all works. And then I was like, okay, but even worse than that, I had never seen any of the Predator videos or movies, I should say, before this. So you and I actually sat down and watched the movie together while I took notes on his abilities. And so for the record, the Predator that we are building here is our interpretation of the Predator from the first movie. So we're not going to be getting things from like Alien versus Predator or Predator 2 or whatever. This is just Predator 1 as close as we could kind of get it. And it's not really meant to be the Predator, as in like the exact one from the movie. We've built a character inspired by the Predator. I mean, you can see we have the kind of Dragonborn look here with the dreadlocks and kind of like the skin color. I mean, I think it looks great.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's way closer than I expected we could get.
Yeah,
like,
I
wasn't expecting the dreadlocks at all.
No, I didn't think we could get the dreadlocks either, but I think it's absolutely worked out in our favor for sure. And I think with the armor combination, which we'll get to towards the end, I think it worked out really well. So yeah, I think we're ready to get started.
Yes.
Right, so kicking things off, we are going to be starting as a ranger. I mean, the Predator is a hunter. It makes the most sense. I mean, as I've already stated, we have built a Dragonborn. It doesn't really matter what sub-race of Dragonborn you choose. It's entirely down to preference. I mean, we kind of just decided to go with green in the end, didn't we? Just because the Predator is green, which is going to give you a poison breath, which isn't really on theme, but I mean, none of it would have been. But we do get poison resistance, which I think for a Predator kind of works, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like he has slight like resistance.
Yeah, I mean,
like damage resistance to a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
still can get hurt, of course.
Yeah, I mean, obviously can. But
and maybe we'll just say the green blood is like, green is green.
Green is green. Green blood. Yeah, I think that works.
Game is game.
So, starting off as a ranger, we're going to get a few things, namely our weapon proficiencies. We're going to get both simple and martial weapons, which we want, light and medium armor, which we want, as well as shields, but we're not really going to use those. But we're also going to be getting a ton of proficiencies that work for the Predator. And now, for our favored enemy feature, I think we decided on Bounty Hunter in the end, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Mainly because of the
Uh,
investigation proficiency. I mean, yeah, we'd also get, like, the ensnaring strike bonus here, in which they have disadvantage on the saving throw. But I'm not at... I mean, there's a bunch of things we could take, and I think we could take ensnaring strike because it is a bit of a, you know, like a trap, I guess, like, especially if we're going, like, for a jungle theme from the first movie. And then we could get, like, something like Longstrider and Enhanced Sleep as the wizard levels. We could actually change that up.
yeah.
So we're changing things from the build, like, as we go. This is just how we do things. This is how this channel works. So I think we're going to definitely take Bounty Hunter as our favorite enemy feature. And for Natural Explorer, we went with Urban Tracker. And I believe that was your choice. Why did you go with Urban Tracker? Just because of the name?
Most of these are names. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds like the Predator. Yeah. But
Yeah.
looking into it more, it's just the sleight of hand thing just kind of works.
Yeah, I feel like Slender, he's quite dexterous, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to this, we are also playing a Dark Urge character because we want medicine proficiency and also a certain item that you can get from being the Dark Urge. If you've played that campaign, you already know what it is, but we'll keep the mystery for people who might not know. And so really, because we're playing a Dark Urge and again getting that medicine proficiency, we wanted medicine proficiency because in the first movie, he has, like, that med kit that he kind of pulls out and, like, stitches himself up with. So it kind of made sense, at least in our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, as for our ability scores, these are going to look weird. And yes, the D&D optimizers out there are going to crucify me. But it makes sense if you think about it. So, because we're going to be doing some weird multi-classing in this build, this is going to be a very multi-ability score dependent build. So we needed to spread our stats pretty thin, and unfortunately that did mean we ended up with an odd number, so we have a 9 in strength. And yeah, I know this Predator is obviously strong, but we need other stats more.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a shot at explaining our choices for the stats here?
I'm great at explaining stuff as you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we kind of went lower on the strength because I don't know if we got the, like, there's an option for gloves that bring up the strength if you want that.
Yeah. So if
like, later in the game.
Yeah. The gauntlets of frost giant strength. Yeah. So if you wanted to get more strength on this build, you could go with those. That's right. And then obviously dexterity is because
he can leap. No, he is pretty good at moving, like, to different locations. So we want the ability to that he can move.
Mm-hmm.
Or she, I don't know what the Predator's gender is.
It's gender neutral. The gender is kill. Constitution, we went with that just because you need it.
Yeah.
HP. It's as high as we could get it. Now, we went with intelligence and wisdom because
wizard. But no, it's magic, I think.
Well, the Predator as a character is a highly intelligent, highly, like, battle smart character, so intelligence and wisdom makes sense. Also, it is going to be our spellcasting modifier for, like, utility spells.
Yes. I'm great at this. Like, I acted in, like, short films, like, for school and all that stuff, and
he's got a film degree. Yeah. He's got a film degree, and he taught me how to edit.
Yeah, and yet I can't freaking do video essays.
No, he's just wizard. I love it. And obviously we took low charisma because, you know.
Like, who is he going to charm? Right? Like, he's mimicking other people's voices. He's not going to go, hey, baby, I'm going to kill you tonight. Like, in the, like, I don't know why I did that.
Hey, yo, what that mouth do?
Is that mouth big enough for the skull to come through?
Jesus. I mean, again, for the design, speaking of the mouth, we kind of got these, like, little fang things to kind of mimic the, like, mouth of the Predator. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but hey, we tried. But yeah, the Predator does not have charisma. Although, I will bring it up for the sake of, you know, just if you want some options. I did initially build this as a kind of a rogue warlock. Because for a rogue, you'd get, like, the stealth expertise, and if you went for Archfey Warlock, you could get things like Misty Escape. That would work really well, but we kind of didn't like the fact that it was a charisma-based caster for, you know, the Predator, so we kind of went with this other angle instead, and I think Ranger works out much better in the end, for sure.
Oh, once you see the fight, it's it's beautiful.
Yeah, we can't spoil the combat footage. And as for our abilities, our proficiencies, obviously stealth makes a ton of sense. Perception and survival make a ton of sense. We get investigation and sleight of hand already from being a ranger, and we get our medicine and intimidation from being, you know, the fucking dark urge. That's it. I was gonna say being the predator, but like no, it's the dark urge. And I absolutely think this would be a dark urge playthrough because it's literally like murdering people.
Well,
That's the whole point.
I feel like Dark Urge actually works for the Predator.
Yeah, I agree.
My stance on the first movie.
For the
He's
record,
very violent.
we're still playing through our campaign of Baldur's Gate 3. We've only just hit Act 3. He knows nothing.
Yeah,
he knows nothing.
I am like very inexperienced with this kind of stuff.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm getting better. I think. But for all you pros out there, if you're going to attack me with dignity, please.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Everyone here is super chill. Aren't you guys? You're very chill, aren't you? Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, by the way, here's my address if you need to attack me in person. That's fine. No.
I can just...
555 this street. Yeah.
I usually cut out this bit, but it's staying in now. The transition from level 1 to 2. Anyways, as always with any of my builds, feel free to take these levels in any way that you like. If you want to go straight into the multi-class here, you can. But I think we kind of want to just show off Ranger first and then get into our Wizard multi-class later, as you already said.
Yes.
Right, do you want to take this one? You want to take level 2?
Sure. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, he's Ranger.
Yep, we're Ranger level 2.
We gain a passive fighting style.
Yep,
yes.
we'll talk about the fighting style.
I'm reading what I see.
Yep. And which one? Which fighting style?
Okay, we're gonna go. This may be a weird one, but we're going with 2-weapon fighting. Even though he's gonna use one short sword, but he's gonna have another short sword in the offhand for the stats alone.
Okay.
Like, yes. I think I'm saying this right.
Yes, you are. He is correct.
I am saying it according to the script we don't have.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I think
we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think Hunter's Mark was one. If it is this one, yes.
Yep.
There's Longstrider, I think, or the jumping one.
I think we wanted Enhanced Leap first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hunter's Mark we're kind of flavoring as locking on with like the laser, right?
Yes.
And then Enhanced Leap is to be able to jump around.
Yeah, he can. This guy can jump
very, very high.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You nailed it.
Yay! I leveled up.
Good lord. Anyways, so at level 3, it was not a mistake bringing it. You're doing okay. Just trust me, you're doing fine. As for our subclass, I mean, Hunter, you know, would probably be the initial thought, right? I mean, he's a hunter. That's his whole point. But come on, we're going Gloomstalker. Gloomstalker gets us so many things that we want. It's going to give us Dread Ambusher, allowing us to make a free extra attack on the first turn of combat, also giving us a +3 bonus to our initiative, meaning we're always going to be able to move first and stay ahead of those extremely burly and muscly men in the jungle, you know?
Yeah.
And also you get a bit of a movement speed increase, and the attack that you do does a little bit of extra damage, that being a d8. Really fits on theme for the Predator, and it kind of makes up for a lack of sneak attack, in my opinion, because we're not taking rogue levels here, and I think this kind of works.
Yeah. No. Oh, and it makes sense because technically he is a stalker. He's watching his prey.
Yeah, I agree. I like it.
He is watching his prey and kind of learning a bit about them. This is from my interpretation that he is learning about his prey before he strikes, so he can gain an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. We're also going to be able to grab Superior Dark Vision, allowing us to see in the dark up to 24 meters. I forget if Dragonborns have Dark Vision by default. I actually don't think they do. So getting this here to get the Predators kind of like Heat Vision, or at least part of it, we'll get more into that later. I think that works. Yeah. I think it works really nicely. It's just we're getting it for free anyway, so might as well. We're also going to get Dread Ambusher, allowing us to hide as a bonus action, again, like a rogue, but this works out really well for us, as if we can't turn invisible for whatever reason, we can still hide. But speaking of turning invisible, we also get Umbral Shroud. As long as we are obscured, we can become invisible for 10 turns. Although this is the type of invisibility that ends early if we attack, cast a spell, take an action, or take damage. So,
but we have other stuff that kind of just work around that. We have other ways of doing it.
What the fuck was that?
What?
What was that noise?
That's me moving my water bottle. That?
Yeah, that. Don't do that. Oh my god, that is like the opposite of ASMR. Don't do that.
Today, in opposite or anti-AMS, I'm screwed up.
And then he moves it again. Okay, we also get Disguise Self, but we don't need it. We also do get another spell, and because we can get Long Strider later, I think absolutely grab Ensnaring Strike here, for sure.
Yeah.
To kind of make like a vine trap, like we are the jungle predator. And again, because we took our favorite enemy at level 1, we're going to get a bonus with this, the disadvantage on the saving throw. So I think that works quite nicely. Right, so let's move on. Alright, it's your turn again.
Oh, boy.
This is an easy one, it's just level 4.
Yeah, as you can see, he's level 4. The feats.
Yep.
Yeah, he got feet.
Yep.
2 of them.
Yep. What feat?
But we're gonna go with a ability improvement just to kind of help pump those numbers. Like
Which numbers?
The dexterity.
Yep.
We want this guy to be fly.
We want this guy to have the highest amount of stealth possible, and dexterity helps with that. Okay, cool. That was it. That was the easy one. Right. So, at level 5, we're going to be grabbing extra attack, meaning that now we can, make 2 attacks per turn, which is nice. Again, we are trying to build a stealth character here that can kind of do a lot, but obviously we're going to end up being a frontline fighter, so extra attack is good. We want it. We want it.
He can be a frontline fighter if he wants. Like if he's exposed to it, he'll go for that like punching brawl on Army.
Yeah, the old slug match they had at the end. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're also going to be able to grab Misty Step for free, which is nice. If we, for some reason, don't really have enough of a... Say we're like high up in like the trees, or maybe even the rafters in like the Godlim camp, for example. We can't really jump between them so well. Maybe we don't have Enhanced Leap Up. Misty Step is basically going to give us that same kind of ability, I think. And I think that works out pretty nicely.
Yes.
And we're also going to be able to grab a level 2 spell at this point. And I think we overall decided on Pass Without Trace for that plus 10 bonus to stealth checks for the whole party. So before we even turn invisible, we can get that buff to stealth to be basically like set up and get ready to pounce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is so like fucking Shart doesn't like trigger an alarm or something, and like we have to fucking start all over again. We've been calling Shadowheart Shart for like the whole campaign, and I know everybody does that, even like her voice actor does that, but it's still so funny to us. I don't think we've called her Shadowheart like once. Not since like the first time one of us said Shart. That was it. It was done.
We have a different name for her now after one part.
Spoilers! Don't say spoilers!
I'm not saying spoilers, I'm saying after one part. That's where I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it there. That's straight up it.
Okay, moving on. So, with level 5 of Ranger achieved, we are going to be starting our multi-class now, because we want to hit level 7 in our multi-class. And, as said, we are going with...
Wizard.
Yes, Wizard. So, with that, we're going to be able to get a few interesting things. Namely, some cantrips. And what did we decide on in the end? You can do it.
I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
I can do it. What is that? The figure? I'm not
We're getting Minor Illusion, because in the
Yes.
movie, the Predator had the ability to mimic voices. So we're kind of supplementing that with Minor Illusion here to be able to cast Minor Illusion, send an enemy out to go check out the noise, and then once they're alone, be able to take them out.
Yes. Yeah. It's
No,
kind of
no,
creepy, actually, the way he mimics. It's
yeah.
creepy.
I almost consider grabbing like Tasha's Hideous Laughter because of that laughing thing at the end, but I think we need other spells more.
But yeah, and I feel like that wouldn't. I mean, they can do whatever they want, but I feel like
They? As in the formless conglomerate of internet viewers beyond the veil.
I am going to get murdered.
My wonderful and loyal viewer base, who are super, super cool, and even though this is a 2,000 subscriber special, we're already at 2150.
It's okay, I give them permission.
Yeah. You are legally allowed to kill this man. The other spells we went with, I believe, were Blade Ward and Shocking Grasp. Blade Ward to give us resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a turn if we needed to tank for whatever reason, and Shocking Grasp because in the movie he kind of had that like electrical thing about him.
Yeah, it's like, is that like shocking guy in Star Wars, like Palpatine or whatever?
Palpatine. Palpatine.
No.
You don't understand. Okay, for the people who have not seen like the Phasmo videos or so, like this is just the shit we are on like 20. This video is going to be 3 hours long. This is mostly unedited. Like this shit's all staying in. Okay. Next up for our spells, you know the first one, don't you?
Missile. Magic Missile.
Yes, Magic Missile. Thank you. This is going to be our laser, the shoulder cannon that the Predator has. Basically, it's going to allow you to fire magical darts, each dealing force damage, and they always hit their target. Always. They totally never miss or have totally inconsistent damage in the movie.
Yeah. Like one guy could just have a big hole blown in his chest, and then the next guy could just get a little bitty scratch on his arm.
Basically, anyone who isn't Arnold just gets fucking obliterated, and then Arnold just gets a little scratch on his arm, and he's fine.
We're gonna have to build Arnold in this, aren't we?
You've said it now. You've said it. Now we're gonna have to build Arnold and Rambo.
This is what I do. I make things more difficult.
Oh yeah. We're also gonna be grabbing Shield because we're also going to be grabbing Shield because, I mean, free armor class is nice. It's one of the best utility spells in the game. We'd be stupid not to. We're also going to be grabbing Long Strider here, as we said, because the Predator is just faster than his prey. That's just how it works. And I think we also decided on Expeditious Retreat to be able to dash as a bonus action. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Featherfall.
Yeah, because he can leap from great heights.
Yeah.
And land on the ground.
I bet the last... Yeah. No, you finish. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, he's going to land like a superhero landing.
Yeah. Super villain. And then your last option, there's a few you could go with. We have Fog Cloud, which is going to be my personal choice. Because, you know, that kind of like blinds and obscures like enemies. So like you can kind of get the drop on them. I think that works. But there's also Grease if you wanted to set up like a slippery grease trap, or Pocket Sand if you wanted to like blind enemies. Like there's a few options like you can kind of go with, but I think Fog Cloud works the best. And at this point we do get to prepare 3 spells, and I quite like the options that the game has provided for us already. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty good.
I'm satisfied myself.
You satisfied yourself?
I said I am satisfied for myself.
Okay, cool.
I am a mistake.
That is very matter of fact. You're okay. You're doing fine. Right, so do you want to tell us what subclass we're going with?
Illusions.
Okay. Why are we going with Illusion? I'll put it up on the screen for you.
Thank you. I don't have any control over this. This is screen shaped to me, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cast... obviously minor illusion as a bonus action.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
It's so that you don't have to spend your attack to basically do the whole illusion thing.
I sounded very consenting there.
You.
No, that wasn't my intention, but yeah, no, it's very good to have something as a bonus action.
Yeah.
You can do other stuff with your actual action.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole point. Now, we do get to take a couple of extra spells, so I think we're just going to grab Grease and Pocket Sand here just to fill those slots, because we already talked about them, didn't we?
Yes.
And, yeah, I like the overall setup we have. I might pop... Yeah, I like that. Doing good.
Yeah.
Coolio. Right, next up on the old docket, we are Wizard level 3, which means we are going to be getting some extra bits. Namely, 2 of the most important spells for this build. Invisibility.
Yeah.
And Sea Invisibility. So now we have our on-command invisibility that doesn't really have any, like, restrictions on it, like having to be obscured. So we're basically just going to be grabbing this here to just make sure that we can pretty much always have invisibility up. But then we also have Sea Invisibility, which is going to mix with our superior dark vision from Gloom, Stalker, Ranger to be able to give us the full heat vision that the Predator has, allowing us to see invisible creatures. Now, if you don't want to pick up this spell, you can actually go through with Volo's Eye Surgery in Act 1 to be able to, and he will give you a replacement eye that constantly has Sea Invisibility up, which means you don't have to take this spell. But if you're not too keen on that, because technically you'd get like the different eye color in your one eye, then grab Sea Invisibility here. No reason not to. So yeah, I think we'll just take those and move on.
Yeah, his surgery is perfect. Beauty, perfection.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
I was bystander.
Yeah, you loved that scene when we did that one.
Oh, I loved it.
Right. We do get another cantrip at this point. Anything catch your eye?
What did we choose? Get
We went over this like 10 minutes ago, dude.
They don't know that, but now they do.
They do now. Yeah.
I have selective memory loss. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay, should we go for the memes?
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll go for memes. See, even he knows how bad True Strike is.
Well, I just learned about it 10 minutes ago.
Damn it, dude! You ruined it. Damn it! You ruined it. Okay, we get some extra spells at this level. We want to take Blur. On the off chance we can't become invisible for whatever reason, maybe we keep failing the stealth check, Blur is basically the next best thing. It's going to give enemies disadvantage on attack rolls against us, and is going to give us that like kind of blurry, shimmering effect that we like from the movie, so makes sense to grab it.
Yeah.
And then we also decided on Mirror Image.
Yeah, mirror image. So I want to explain this one.
I'll shut up then. Yep.
So, alright. So we kind of chose this, or I mostly helped choose this because not necessarily that the Predator can split into different versions, like have mirror images of himself. It's more for the trickery or the illusion, like the mimicking the voices and using the environment to kind of sway the enemy or the prey to a certain location, so he has the upper hand on them. That's kind of what I used it as, like maybe to get someone to go somewhere, think it's him over there, and yeah.
I mean, that's not what Mirror Image does. That's what Minor Illusion does. Mirror Image just makes 3 duplicates around you that increase your armor class. But the thought was there.
Yes. See, yeah. I'm not as invested in this game as my buddy here.
No, you don't make YouTube videos on it every single day. Anyways, and for our feet, we're bumping up Dexterity to 20 because we want that big stealth check.
Yes.
And you'll see, even though we didn't get stealth expertise in this build, which I really did want, you'll see that with kind of how we built this, you're going to be succeeding more than you fail, easily. Yeah. So, yeah. Next up at Wizard level 5, we're going to just be grabbing some extra spells here, but because we're level 5, we get access to level 3 spells. And I believe the first one we chose was Blink. Because what Blink does is at the end of your turn, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, you vanish into the ethereal plane. And while there, you cannot be harmed or seen in this world. Now this doesn't require concentration, and it is basically like just more invisibility, really. I think it works well. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Yep.
And then the other one we kind of went for, was Glyph of Warding to like be able to set traps, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we're a hunter and we kind of use the environment, so yeah, I would say setting traps works. But I mean, you could also grab like haste, or I think we'll get into like the other spells a bit later, but definitely want to grab these two first to get that kind of hunter vibe. And we'll
Yeah.
slap these bad boys in there, like so.
Yeah, and we level up again.
Yeah, and we're at Wizard 6, which means we're going to be getting Sea Invisibility once per short rest as a class feature, so you can definitely swap that spell out now if you didn't get the eye or whatever. You won't need it in your spell list. So let's have a look at the other spells. Now, we chose a couple of different ones, didn't we?
Yeah, we chose ones. Yeah, different ones. Yeah, the haze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one.
I mean,
Helps us be fast.
fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, so basically it's going to make us faster, we gain more armor class, and we gain an extra action, meaning we're going to be an even more effective hunter. Of course, this does take our concentration, which means we wouldn't be able to be invisible and do this at the same time, or at least not from the invisibility spells. You might still be able to do it from the class features, though. So it could still work, but you're going to have to kind of pick and choose if you want to be invisible or be a frontline fighter with haste. So basically you'll have like alternate fighting styles that you can cycle through. We also decided on Lightning Bolt, didn't we? And do you want to explain why?
Is this because of the movie inconsistencies?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So I chose Lightning Bolt. This is just kind of a Philip slot, but again, there's one scene in the movie. I would recommend just watch it if you're watching this, you've probably seen the movie. Anyways, one scene, a guy gets like entire chest blown out, and then another scene is just like it's a little scratch. So to match with the inconsistencies of the laser, why don't we just go with a big fucking laser?
Yeah. So really, it's basically between choosing like Magic Missile or Lightning Bolt. So if you want to go with like the kind of average laser scene in the movie that kind of does little bits of damage here and there, you'd go with Magic Missile. But if you want to go for that big fuck off one that just kind of for some reason killed one dude instantly, then you go with Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
Now, well, so like I say, you can remove this and this, for example, and just pop these babies on. Perfect. And then finally, at Wizard level 7, we're gonna get what we came here for. And that is greater invisibility. Now, you may think that getting this at the max level sucks, so if you wanted to go for your starting level in Ranger, and then just go straight to here, go level up through to Wizard 7, and just go for the more stealthy aspect instead of extra attack, and then getting the Ranger levels later, you could do that. But, I mean, it's not a Predator build without greater invisibility. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see how effective it can really be, and I think it's going to be quite fun, especially in like Act 3, where you pretty much have this. So I feel like it's going to be super good. And then
it's a thing of beauty.
It is a thing of beauty. You're going to like the combat footage. And then the last thing we chose was Fireball, because of the final scene in the movie. Do you want to explain this one?
Yeah, even though like there's a lot of like electrical like thing like the Terminate. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Wrong movie.
Anyway, yeah, no, but the electrical like thing growing. We chose Fireball because we're gonna do it as like a self-inflicted like explosion
Self-destruct
kind of thing. Self-destruct, yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, so at the end of the Predator movie, he self-destructs, and so basically the way you would do this is you would just cast a Fireball on yourself, hitting anyone close to you, doing a ton of damage, but also obviously dealing a ton of damage to yourself as well. So it's kind of a last man standing type move, is kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
We just picked it to be on theme with the movie. It's not necessary. Then we'll swap out regular invisibility for greater invisibility, and then we'll pop that in. And there we go. We've got a decent selection of spells.
And it's a fun class to play too. Like that's what it looks.
Yeah. And that is the build. As you can see, I'm not used to doing this with another person. So with this, you're going to have a ton of interesting utility options to become a stealth master, being able to turn invisible and stay that way. But you're also not completely helpless once you are found. You can do tons of damage in frontline combat and gear yourself up to be the heightened, trained alien battle master that you know you can be. And we're also going to have a ton of spell slots because we mixed Ranger and Wizard. We're going to be up to level 5, which is awesome. We definitely want that, meaning that we're going to be able to cast Greater Invisibility, for example, quite a lot, and a lot of our other spells can be cast at quite a high level. So yeah, pretty good overall. Predator, can you turn around, please? Because you just kind of turned around on me, and then I was talking to your back, like, the whole time. Like, that didn't look cool. Anyways, let's move on to the equipment. Now, this is an interesting setup here. Unfortunately, a lot of our gear that we're kind of working towards comes from Act 3. So this is... But obviously you can supplement it with whatever you find along the way. Any sort of like light or medium armor is going to work. We will provide some alternatives, but this is mostly going to include Act 3 equipment. Also, we decided not to go for the Predator's mask because... If I just, yeah. What the fuck, Valerian? What the fuck is this? What did you do to Dragonborn? This does not look right in the slightest. And like none of these look right. Like fucking.
Oh.
Long story short, we couldn't find a good mask. Like, at all. Like, this one fucking... What the fuck is this?
Well, we had one that, like, could, if you wanted one.
This is the hell... Yeah. This is the Helldusk helmet. If you don't care about the 2 big horns on top, it does look quite good. And it is the helmet we're going to be kind of working towards, like, for the build anyway. Because it's going to give us some interesting features. But for the most part, you can just use whatever helmet you get up until this point. It's not really going to matter. But here with the Helldusk helmet, you're going to be able to, you cannot be blinded, and you can see in magical darkness up to a range of 12 meters. So now your vision is perfect. Nothing can impede it.
And it makes sense with the helmet, because in the movie, the helmet helps with his vision. Instead of just being all red, like thermal or heat vision, it's like got the blue and it like...
Yeah, it helped like focus the vision. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So it absolutely makes sense. But we're going to be hiding it for the purposes of... It looks a little dumb. But you're also going to get a couple of extra things. You're getting +2 bonus to saving throws against spells, which is just a nice little bonus. But attacks cannot land critical hits against you, which is super good. You can get this in Act 3 without fighting anything. The only part of the Helldusk set that isn't like from the super boss that you can get is like the arms, and you do have to fight a mini boss for that. But the Helldusk helmet can be obtained pretty easy. Now, for the fashion, we haven't put a cloak on, but we cannot not talk about the Death Stalker mantle. You get to turn invisible for killing things. Like, you need it. Like, it's good. I mean, yes, for fashion reasons, it's kind of meh, but I feel like with the coloring we've gone with, which is the pale green or the swamp green, it's one of those two, it kind of blends in a little bit, and I think will still work. And I think as a, like, actual mechanical option, it is one of the best things you can get. But again, Predator doesn't wear a fucking cape.
No.
No.
He wears fishnets.
Oh my god. Yeah, we just had to have the big discussion about how, like, the Predator in the first movie is dressed like, what did you say, like a stripper? And then that derailed. That derailed real fucking fast, that conversation. But he does. He wears like a fishnet thing. You were totally right.
Yeah.
He's mostly naked, which is why the unwanted Masterwork scale mail works so well. For those of you that don't know, you buy these 2 pieces of it in Act 3 from Damon, and basically, it's Karlach's like beta armor. Like in the early versions of the game, this is what she was gonna wear. Which I find is really interesting. Like, she had a totally different look in the, like, concept art. And they decided to keep the design for the armor and just give it to Damon in Act 3 to sell, in which case we've gone with the chest piece, which adds your full dexterity modifier to your armor class, which is awesome, but also it's one of the only pieces of medium armor that does not impose disadvantage on stealth ability checks, meaning that you can wear this, have a ton of AC, but also stealth. Makes perfect sense. Nothing to add?
It looks beautiful. It looks probably the closest we can get as well to the like uniform.
Yeah, it looks pretty good as a Predator armor. Going with the Masterwork Greaves, the Masterwork Gauntlets as well, it's going to give you a +1 to your attack and damage rolls and a +1 to strength saving throws, and also just kind of fits with the armor. We did toy around with a few other options, though. The main thing we looked at was the Gauntlets of Frost Giant Strength, which you can get in Act 3. Without needing to fight anything, you can just get in and get out, and there's no consequence. People who know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it in front of you, because you don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
And basically what this would do is this would push your strength up to 23, which is probably more in line with the Predator, but we just couldn't get the color right.
Yeah, it's too bright.
Yeah, it's too bright. So we kind of decided that these worked better. But if you want to go with the Hell Dust Gloves as well, these do kind of fit the look and would give you some extra abilities. Like extra fire damage on your attacks and a bit of a buff to your spell attack rolls, but we don't really have those anyway. So if you wanted to go with these, you could, but I think we decided that these ones are quite nice.
Yeah, no, they're nice and simple.
Yeah. And finally, our boots are, everyone say it with me, the Disintegrating Nightwalkers. You didn't say it with me.
Disintegrating Nightwalkers.
Is there a delay in the Discord call? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, bro.
No, that's nice.
Basically, you guys know these ones. I always use these boots. They are easy to obtain in Act 1, and they are one of the best footwear options in the game, but we wanted them here for a couple of reasons. One, we are an apex predator, meaning we don't want to be enwebbed, entangled, or ensnared, and we don't want to slip on grease or ice. We don't want to fall for our own traps here. And also, Misty Step. If for some reason we can't jump through the trees, or through the rafters, or through whatever, Misty Step is the next best thing. Easily. Allowing us to kind of get that invisible movement.
There's one thing that I can't stop, though. The ensnaring of Chris Hansen telling you to take a seat.
Is that because we're a predator?
Maybe.
This is the shit I have to put up with, folks. You're seeing the inside here. This is behind the scenes, okay? Anyways, next up we'll go on to the accessories. First up, the Psychic Spark. We get to shoot an additional dart whenever we cast Magic Missile, meaning our shoulder cannon is just that little bit better.
Yeah. More PPUs.
Yep. The Smuggler's Ring. Now, we don't care about our charisma, so we don't mind taking a penalty to that, in order to get a +2 buff to our stealth and sleight of hand, meaning that we're going to have a really high stealth score overall. I think it's pretty good. We can get this straight away in Act 1. You can get it really early. We're also going to be grabbing the Shifting Corpus Ring, which, if you decide to go with the Ranger levels first, and as such but still want the invisibility and blur spells a bit earlier, you can get this in Act 2, and it will let you cast each of those spells once per long rest, allowing you to just have that on-command invisibility whenever you need it. And then finally, we'll move on to the weapons. First off is the Knife of the Undermountain King. Now, we know the Predator uses an arm blade. You think there's an arm blade in this game? No.
Nope.
No. There is no arm blade in this game. And we decided daggers were just too weak. Really? D4 damage just didn't really do it for us. I mean,
yeah,
there are some daggers that might be decent if you wanted to go with them, but we just decided to go for short swords instead, especially since we wanted a short sword in the offhand for its ability. So I decided just to grab the Knife of the Undermountain King here, which is going to reduce the number we need to roll a critical hit while attacking by 1, meaning we score a critical hit on a 19 or a 20. This effect can stack. That's changed! The tooltip never said the effect can stack, so now it's confirmed. If you want to make a crit stacking build, you can stack it with the Knife of the Undermountain King. Aha! Sorry, I made a build, like, a week ago that was based on critical hits, and I didn't know if this worked, and now the game's just confirmed it for me, and I'm fucking pissed.
Oh.
Yeah. He's not seen any of my videos.
No, because there's spoilers in them.
Not all the time.
I don't know which one has spoilers and no spoilers.
Fair
I'd
enough.
love to watch your videos.
We need to finish our playthrough then as quick as we can. Okay.
Okay.
When you roll a 2 or less on the damage die, you also get to reroll that dice, taking the highest result. Awesome. Also, Shadowblade. You had advantage on attack rolls against lightly or heavily obscure targets when using this weapon. Awesome. Means we can keep up those stealth attacks. Nice. And it's a +2 weapon that you can get in Act 1.5, so pretty good. But the main thing here is our offhand short sword. Do you want to explain this one?
Yes, it's called the Assassin Short Sword.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not mainly using this one to attack with. It's because you get an advantage on stealth checks.
Which means you're going to maintain your invisibility way, way easier. It
Yeah.
it basically makes up for the lack of expertise in a major way.
I change my tone of voice every time I'm like, yeah.
Every time you're like, yeah, I feel you, brother. Right, and finally, the Darkfire Shortbow. You guys know and love this one. It's going to give us a resistance to fire and cold damage. It's a +2 bow that you can use if you want to, but we're not really going to be using it for our combat style because the Predator didn't, and we already have our shoulder cannon. But it is going to allow us to cast haste as well before we actually get the haste spell from Wizard, meaning that if you want to get that frontline combat done, you can quite easily. So yeah, I mean, that's the build.
It's
That's the
way
build.
closer than I wanted, and I'm happy with it.
It's way closer than you wanted. Do I need to go less Predator?
That's not what I mean. I mean, I was not expecting a whole like this close.
Yeah, when we actually
Like
sat down to like design, we sat down to like design the Predator. We weren't expecting it to be this close, like not at all.
Yeah. Like,
It's so basically you're building a Dragonborn. We're using a like brown skin tone and just like the hairstyle that uses the dreadlocks. It's not that hard to recreate. Just kind of mess around and maybe I'll put it in the description like what options we chose and then like people can look at that. Right now you should see the combat footage that is playing because I kind of play it over the end voiceover. And yeah, as you can see, we were invisible for like 70% of that fight overall.
yeah, it went on longer than I thought it was. Like I thought, oh yeah, after the second one you failed to check, and then you just kind of have to do it again. But no, this was like most of the fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like right before the guy died that we like dipped out. But that just goes
Yeah.
to show that even though we didn't get like stealth expertise, I think the fact that we've stacked so many stealth bonuses, got that max dexterity, and then got advantage on all our stealth checks, I think it really, really worked out in the end in order to make like an extremely like powerful stealthy build. Because again, all of those attacks are being made with advantage, so it's like we're more likely to get critical hits as well, which we were. We got quite a few crits just off of that alone. So, and also, of course, as the Predator, we are going to have the ability to like use our superior vision to be able to see invisible things ourselves. So it's like a do as I say, not do as I do situation, I guess. And then just all the other little options that we have as well from both our subclasses is just, it's nice. It's really, really nice. I quite like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this kind of build.
It's a cat!
You summoned the cat.
I summoned a cat. The people won't see this because the combat footage is playing.
Huh.
But that's how we distract people. We mimic a cat.
Well,
Is that blood?
how did that get there?
Never mind.
That's minor illusion. That's what minor illusion does. It summons, it summons a cat. He didn't even see me click the spell. But yeah, I mean, I think that's, as far as the actual build stuff goes, I think that's it. So we just kind of get into the end of video spiel now. Thanks for being on.
Oh, anytime. This was fun.
It was fun. I really, really enjoyed this. I hope all of you did as well. It's nice to bring you back onto the channel for, you know, another video. We're gonna have to do something like another proper video of us two at some point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
But I really, oh, there goes the cat. He's disappeared. But I feel like
Kitty.
overall this build was really fun, and I feel like if you have any more ideas that you want to pitch to me, I think it would be pretty cool. But I feel like I think
I got one in mind, but I won't say that.
oh, no spoilers allowed. See, no spoilers allowed now, huh? But as for my next few videos, tomorrow I will have a build request going up, and I think I am going to try and work through my build request backlog again. And then probably next weekend I'll have a deity build up. Oh, and I should probably say, my next deity build is going to be Moradin, I think is how it's pronounced. He's kind of like a dwarf god, so I'm going to make a little man. I'm going to go from big man to little man. I mean, that works. Yeah, he has no clue what I'm talking about.
Nope.
But no, seriously though, thanks for being on here. It was super, super fun to actually have someone else do the voiceover with me. And I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So I think we're going to sign off now. I think that's it.
Adios,
I will see you all next time.
Bazinga.
Man, you fucking sucked at that. Okay. The recording has started, so... All right. I gotta get my. No, that's not the all right. That's the wrong all right. Oh no, I fucked this up already. I'm trying to like
Hey
clear my
guys,
voice.
Michael from Vsauce here.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Shit, I can't start. I'm laughing. God damn it. How did I fuck that up so quick? Okay.
Right
Okay.
here.
Clear my throat. Clear my throat. Okay. Ready? Ready to go. Yes. Fuck. I can't. I just start like laughing. Like right at the start. Oh, this is already so bad. Okay. I'll get into it. I'll get into it.